Hey, Tom Hegna here. I am a senior education advisor with the Alliance for Lifetime Income. You know, I've written 5 books on retirement, but more important than that, in the writing those books, I had to read hundreds of white papers written by PhDs all over the world because retirement's been studied by PhDs all over the world. And a couple things that really came out of those white papers is they are unanimous that the number one risk in retirement is longevity risk. Because longevity is not just a risk, it's a risk multiplier of all the other risks. The longer you live, the more likely the market will crash. The longer you live, the more likely you'll take out too much money. The longer you live, the more likely inflation will decimate your purchasing power. The longer you live, the more likely you're going to need long-term care. So what the PhDs are, again, unanimous saying you've got to take longevity risk off the table. Well, guess what? Stocks can't do that. Bonds can't do that. Real estate can't do that. Managed money cannot do it, okay? Only some form of protected lifetime income can do it. Now, there are 3 forms of protected lifetime income. Form number 1 is Social Security. Well, what is Social Security? It's a lifetime income annuity. It's a guaranteed paycheck for life. The second source is a pension. But what's a pension? It's a lifetime income annuity. It's a guaranteed paycheck for life. And so those PhDs say you should be covering your basic living expenses with guaranteed lifetime income. That includes Social Security, that includes your pension, and whatever you're short, you're supposed to cover with some form of lifetime income annuity. Now, a couple of things here. Number 1, the Alliance for Lifetime Income has come up with a very simple way for you to discuss this with your clients. Because, see, many people are so confused about retirement. There's so many things. They don't know how they should invest their money. So ask them, show me your mug. They come up with the acronym MUG, M-U-G, for mortgage, utilities, groceries. Now, that's not all your basic living expenses, but it's a simple way to remember it. It's a symbol for all your basic living expenses. See, if somebody has their mortgage paid off, doesn't mean they don't have essential living expenses. They still may have country club dues, or they might have yacht fees. I don't know what they are, but it's your internet, it's your food, it's your housing, it's your clothing, it's your cell phone. Those are all the basic living expenses that should be covered with some form of protected lifetime income. Now, I know there are doubters out there about annuities. And I'm going to give you a simple chance to prove me wrong, all right? Here's all you got to do to prove me wrong. You just build a portfolio you think I cannot beat. Oh, he'll never beat this one. We're going to put all the good stocks in there. Yeah, you build that portfolio. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reach into your portfolio. I'm going to remove some of your bonds. I'm going to replace it with some protected lifetime income from an insurance company and annuity. You know what that will do to every single one of your portfolios? It'll lower the risk and increase returns. But do you know why? It's because inside of a portfolio, the way that lifetime income annuity functions, it functions like a AAA rated bond with a CCC rated yield with 0 standard deviation. So think about that. If you build a portfolio and I remove some of your bonds and I replace them with a AAA rated bond with a CCC rated yield with 0 standard deviation, what will that do to every single portfolio? It'll lower the risk and increase returns. See, all of this is based in math and science. This isn't based on opinions. I don't know if people remember the 1980s, but in the 1980s, there was Honda and there was Toyota. The Japanese stock market was hitting a new record high almost every day. And you got this poor Japanese guy. He's been taught that markets go up and down, but over time, they always go up. He had a diversified portfolio. He had a great broker. Well, in 1989, the Japanese stock market crashed. Does anybody know how long the Japanese stock market has been down? Over 30 years. The guy's 95. The market never came back. Hey, how do you think his retirement went? I got news for you. He never made it to 95. He dropped dead by age 70 from the stress of running out of money and losing all of that money. Look, it's so important that we talk to our clients about covering those basic living expenses, their mug, their mortgage, utilities, groceries. So just ask them. That's step number 1. How much money do you need to live your normal retirement life? Because that should be covered with protected lifetime income. Look, you start there, and then you can optimize the rest of their portfolio to protect themselves against inflation. You can show them a plan for long-term care, and then you can use life insurance as the most efficient way to pass wealth to children, grandchildren, and charities. And that is the way to an optimal retirement. So show me your mug.